He said a slave come inside.
You heard me. You heard me.
He said that.
You said that right for yesterday. You thought it was kick and then you was there for real.
Okay, gentlemen, let's start off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone shut their pencils down, eyes on me. No one has their eyes on me. Mr. Allen has his pencil down, eyes on me. Go. Mr. Watson has his eyes on me. Mr. Haynes has his eyes on me. Okay. Joe!
Just like
Hello.
Watson.
So, first I want to say that I appreciate. Hey, no. Guys, can you eyes up here, please? Alan. I appreciate you guys for talking to me yesterday, being very frank about what you guys think about your futures and where you guys want to end up.
I was wrong. You real?
Watson.
We got food around.
Okay. So I appreciate you guys told me that. And it's obviously your prerogative to think what you want about your futures, but we're gonna try and change it, okay? I think it's important. I think it's important for you guys. I think it's important for you guys to realize that you have more self-worth than you think you actually have. You guys can do a lot better than what you think you should become in the future. So, what would you guys think about, hey, what would you guys think about a field trip? Shh. Gentlemen? Watson and Johnson.
Do you want to talk? I was talking to him.
Thank you. Okay. What would you guys think about a field trip? Watson? Mr. Watson. That's a strike, Mr. Watson. A field trip to volunteer at a homeless shelter.
No. We did that last year.
I'll do it.
I don't even like homeless people. They got
You do it?
I be from the bathroom all the time, but
I'm not about that. Hey, I hope no one expects that to cook. That's depressing.
right when it be like that, be so sad.
Like, can we go to
I know a lot of people ain't up like that.
I want to work that. Gentlemen,
I want to go for
raise your hands, you have something to say? Gentlemen, bring it back here.
Hey, where's it gonna be at?
Guys, hold up.
You can't bring it
I'm not sure what it would be yet. I'd have to get approval, but I think it's a good idea. I think it'd be healthy for all of us.
Can you get a place like downtown?
I'll let you know what I can do. So, the reason I ask, hold on. hold on. The reason I asked is because today we're going to be talking about the story called Homeless, which we were all supposed to read for today. We read it yesterday in class, and we had the opportunity this morning to read it. So first I want to start off by discussing the do now. Does anyone want to share their interview or what their experience with homeless people has been? Response.
I get what I'm saying. You know, I'm going downtown. That's his job. I'm going downtown, I clothes. Then I be seeing the homeless people.
Hold on.
Right, they don't do. I took about to get like $2 to one time. I gave $2 to them. Now I came down here. I gave one person $1. He said he want more. He better be thankful for what he got. I'll take my $1, but I ain't gonna spend that. It is
Interesting.
8%.
Yes, Mr. Reynolds. Can you present?
I didn't even say nothing. No, Lizelle.
Gentlemen, we do not interrupt when people are talking. Come on.
You gotta get the flow.
Reynolds, it's Reynolds' turn. He has the floor. That means everyone else is silent. Reynolds, continue. Project, please.
Like the one downtown, they don't be like if they ask me what saying, they don't get on your face and doing all that extra stuff. But the one down here, like yesterday we seen the phone, right? Hey, you know you that?
Oh, yeah.
So look, he was going ham. Oh my God, him in his girl shirt. Like, it looked like it was in a dog.
That was a blouse.
It was a blouse with a big old brick. It was missing half of the back of the shirt, right?
I saw him, man.
Yeah, he was like, that's right. You was one of the people that like preaching or whatever. When Dom started,
I got 50 cents,
right? He took off 50 cents. I got 50 cents. I swear to God, he reminded me of him of so much. Yeah.
That's it.
So then we got some like Cassie. He came to like Cassie, got him in his hands and knees, like praying on them. But how do you know? He don't even know he was in the sand. But he was sitting there for like 5 minutes while I was dumped up downtown. They just be sweet in a little corner. They don't even be asking for nothing. They ask you.
They be out cold, them.
Right, I know they be freezing, folks. They be so covered up because they gotta be on the brink of job.
Thank you
We
for
should
sharing,
probably
Mr.
be
Reynolds.
spitting on them, but I still don't.
Thank you for sharing, Mr. Reynolds. That's very rude to say. But one time I was
Say what? You heard what he said?
Have you all ever been on a Greyhound bus?
He just say everybody spits.
Take a seat, Mr. Guys, we're not going to instigate in this classroom. Have you all ever been on a Greyhound bus? Where have you been? Cincinnati on a Greyhound bus. Anyone else have been on a Greyhound?
Where? Chicago.
No, you.
I got on and I
You are on a Greyhound.
What is that?
I went. What's a
Right
Greyhound
now
bus?
with the little dog on it.
I've been on the Greyhound.
I wouldn't have
Hold on.
Michigan.
I haven't been on the Greyhound, I've been on the Mega.
Megabus, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been on a Greyhound. I went from DC to Charleston, which should only take 8 hours, but it ended up taking 20. And I met a homeless person who was squatting on the bus, meaning he was just there, and not necessarily supposed to be. And so he had a little bag, a little brown paper bag, and it had alcohol in it. And he was going around asking people for things. And so he sat there next to me, and he started asking me questions and talking to me. And I started talking to him, and he told me about, gentlemen,
That's him.
Mr. Reynolds,
Why is he over there talking to me?
let's just stay quiet, please. And he told me about his dog, and how he had been with a group of other homeless people that had killed his dog, and had cooked the dog to eat it because it didn't have any food.
It is.
I didn't really find it funny, I found it kind of sad.
You said what?
It is. No.
He cooked, he had a dog, and the homeless people he was with, he killed his dog and cooked it to eat, and had no food.
And you want you can't even.
Mr. Watson, I thought you just said you felt bad for homeless people.
No, but they bogus though.
Think about it, if you had a pet and someone killed it.
I'm
I look at his face.
I went to Union Sub one day.
excited.
I went to Union Sub. I went to go get this. I was trying to get my $5.
Come on.
The homeless person came up to me, asked me, yeah, do you have any money? Do you have a check? I said, yeah, I give you, you have a regular check. I said, I pay for my food. He started crying, said, you gonna call the police on me? You gonna call the police? No, you take money. You be straight. Dude gave me $5 as well. I'm gonna just take over, do you something to eat.
It's very nice. That's a very great
I
gesture.
think I'm thinking homeless people steady, but I be mean mugging.
You be what?
I be mean mugging.
One of them, you know.
I be hating when you looking at me. I know you can come to the egg or something. I want to be sure.
It's Blue.
Is it okay if I share a story?
Of course.
So I work with ex-cons, so guys who have just been released from prison. And I was with them yesterday, like I help them get jobs and find housing, and a lot of them really want to work but can't get jobs because it's really hard to find a job that will hire someone who was formerly in prison. And so a lot of them are now homeless, and it just makes me think every time I see a homeless person, you know, I used to be like, oh, well, you know, maybe they're lazy or they're not trying, but now I think about how hard, like, these guys who are now my friends are trying to get jobs and they can't because no one will hire them. So it just makes me, like, have a different view when I look at a homeless person.
Thank you very much, Ms. Blue. So yeah, it's another perspective. There's a lot involved in homelessness, right? So, Mr. Smith, your hands up.
Like the one in this picture.
Thank you, Smith.
Like the one in this picture.
Yeah, so the story is all about what it means to be homeless, what it means to have a home.
Look.
So, what did you guys gather from the story based on reading it so far? Mr. Stigler, hands.
Why you gonna skip us? You didn't even get yourself on
Mr. Watson, can we focus for a second?
I got,
They
Power America. Power America.
I got a place for you.
I got how America was the point of view of being homeless, of being, sad.
Being homeless is being sad?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a sense of, have you guys ever heard the word futile? You guys ever heard the word futile?
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? Squirrel. It means hopeless. So there's a sense of hopelessness, right? This story comes with that kind of tone, a tone or a mood of hopelessness, right?
Oh my God.
What else do we think? What else do we gather from the story? Huh? Loneliness? Why loneliness? Loneliness, okay. What else? Mr. Smith, from a little bit you read of the story, what do you think of it? What does hopelessness mean to you? What does this story mean to you?
He doesn't.
Sad? Why?
People had jobs and all that, and they lose their homes because sometimes they lose their homes because they can't pay their rent and stuff like that.
Sorry, could you speak up a little bit? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, hey,
I can't do it.
Gentlemen, let's silence.
Well,
Let's please respect Mr. Smith.
I said they lose their homes and stuff like that, and sometimes like they would live on their parents and everything, but then eventually their parents would get tired of them and then keep them up, and then they have a place to go.
Excellent point. So that brings us to the next point. Mr. Smith mentioned the word home. How does this story define home? If you look on here, 3 points. I want you guys to look in the story, take 5 minutes, find 3 instances where the author defines the term home. What a home is. You can work with a partner independently. You have 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Go.
I got something to say.
Yes.
Hey, what's that? I'm talking now.
How you hear what I say, but then you don't hear what they say. Come on, man. After all the racist stuff they say.
Oh, so I back off and say about the homeless. I said if I had friends homeless, I'll help them out with I know if I was to say